Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to be talking about the Home Depot interview. So I actually just came out of Home Depot and I just finished my interview. Basically, I just walked to the service desk, and they just told me that there was some lady in the back, and they showed me where her room was, and I just went and talked to her. And then she sent me to a guy who held my interview. He just went over some things that I filled out in the form online. So he just kind of went over like if I filled out the right things, if that's correct, you know, your right phone number, all that kind of stuff. And then after that, we actually dove into the interview. It was really short. The interview was maybe like 15 minutes max. Just like maybe 5 questions. So not that much, and they're really friendly when you're talking to them. They make you feel very comfortable. I already love that environment. That's the kind of environment I'm looking for in a job. So I'm applying for the cashier position. Some of the questions that they asked me were like, what past experience do you have like working based on the job you applied? Like, what past experience do you have with that? And of course, I've never worked before, so this is my first job. So I just kind of talked about how I've dealt with money in the past, how like maybe if you were the treasurer of a club, you can talk about that. Or maybe if you opened a business, like a small business, maybe you did babysitting, or maybe you were a dog walker. You kind of just talk about that, how you had to, you know, how you handled the paychecks, or just any really experience you have that dealt with stuff that the cashier position requires. Another question that they asked was, have you worked in groups, or what was your experience like working in groups? Do you like working in groups? So of course, definitely say yes. Say that you love working in groups, because if you say no, I don't know why you're applying to this job. But of course, say you love working in groups, say you've worked in groups in the past, talk about group projects, talk about if you play a sport. Like I play tennis, so I talked about how at team events we had to work with each other to win the championship as a team. If you've played soccer, or if you've just anything that you've worked in a group works. It's good if you've worked in groups, and it's good if you tell them you love working in groups. Another thing they asked, have you like worked with electronic devices? What is your are you comfortable working with electronic devices? Like, yeah, I have a phone, I'm on it all the time. But yeah, so you just kind of talk about what you do on your phone, or what you do on your laptop, how you use different softwares. Maybe like for the YouTube channel, I of course use different types of softwares to add text to the videos, or to combine and split and, you know, do all that stuff with the video making part. So that's what I said. I said I had experience with my YouTube channel, editing, all that kind of stuff. So you can really talk about anything, any experience you have using different software, any of that stuff. You don't have to be like a computer science geek. Like, and some other questions they asked were trying to think. Oh yeah, so he asked, have you had any problems working in groups, and how did you deal with those problems? So that was one of the questions I kind of paused on, because I had to kind of recall, you know, how I dealt with the problem, or what problems I've had. You know, he asked whether it's in school or work, so of course I had to pick school because I've never worked before. So I kind of just talked about like when you work in group projects, sometimes you have partners that won't really do their part in the group project, and so I just kind of talked about how I handled it, and I handled it in a way where I didn't try to like, you know, make a big deal out of it. I just wanted to let them know that they had to work their part of the group project, but I didn't, you know, tell the teacher, or I didn't try to make a big fuss out of it, because if I got mad at them, they probably still wouldn't do their part. So I kind of just let him know that I handled it in a calm, cooperative way, and everything was fine. And I did forget to mention that they also asked a question where it was like, when was a time where you had to pay really close attention to detail? And you, for that part of the question, you want to talk about a time where maybe you, like for what I talked about is, I said like in tennis, you have to pay attention, really close attention if the ball's in or out, you know, because sometimes you can fall close to the lines. And also you want to, you know, to keeping track of the score. You know, sometimes people forget, or sometimes people just can't remember the score, so you have to like keep that in mind. So that's what I told them that was my experience with paying close attention to detail. And also I was a president at Poetry Club, so we have to pay close attention to detail when, you know, we're assigning people certain jobs, or when we're telling people what their tasks are, and you have to pay attention if they have completed those tasks and fulfilled your expectations. So. And I know, like, before I came into this interview, I did go on YouTube and I did look up, like, you know, a bunch of questions that the Home Depot is known to ask. And I came across one question, and it was like, even my friend had told me that they asked her the question, but they didn't ask it to me. And it was like, if a customer asks you, like, where something is and you don't know where it is, what would you say? I didn't get asked that question, but I was prepared to answer it. So what I would have said is, I would have said I would do my best to help them find whatever they're looking for, whatever their problem is that they have. I would do my best to solve it or to help them solve it. And if I didn't have the answer personally, I would ask them to wait for a second, and I would go out and find someone who does know how to solve their problem, because I know that customer satisfaction is a big thing. And so I know that customers need to be helped. So I would definitely try to solve their problem. Even if I couldn't answer it, I would call someone else. But you also don't want to sound too dependent on others, so you want to say that you would try before saying you would just go call someone else, you know, or call the manager, you know. So that's kind of all the interview was. Like, it was just a few questions. He was just filling out some form. It just looked like one of those school worksheets that you have, like all those activities, like a web quest. Like, that's literally what it looked like he was filling out, and I was just sitting there talking about my life. So it kind of looks like they're just trying to judge your personality, not in a bad way, but they're just trying to see if you would be a good fit at Home Depot. You definitely want to seem like an extrovert, I would say. You want to talk well, you want to talk strongly, you want to talk confidently, and you just want to talk, you know, just tell them a story, you know, don't just freeze up. Just, if you need time to think, just think about it for a second. It's okay to take your time, it's okay to pause, just be yourself. But that is it. That is all the interview process was, and then I could just leave. So now I'm in the car giving you all this video. So I hope this helped you guys. If you're preparing for an interview, I hope this helped. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you found good answers to the questions that they asked me. And if you have your interview coming up, good luck. I wish you the best. And if you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, comment, let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you want any more videos, any more suggestions, or any other questions about the interview process, or just about Home Depot. Yeah, so that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you soon.